Hi guys, welcome to Dee's Media World. Today we'll be doing episode 25 of my Inuyasha review series. We've already done 25 whole episodes. This is awesome. So I hope you guys continue to stay tuned as we continue on the next 100 and 90 more, not 90, but like 70 something episodes we have left to do. But anyway, so this is the conclusion to last week's episode, or last time's talk episode where Sango thinks that Inuyasha is the one who killed her family and everything like that, and the truth is, obviously, Inuyasha did not. Naraku, not even, I guess you could say, he more so told these demons the truth, and he's like, oh, Sango's village, I don't remember I don't think her village has like a name. Her village is like not being protected right now. So you could go over there basically and do what you want to do. So they go in there, kill everybody because they can, and destroy the whole village. And the only survivor really is Kilala, it seems. Well, no, it is. Well, obviously Sango too, because she wasn't there. But Kilala, and it's something I mentioned in the last episode, which was, I'm surprised that there's not someone there protecting the village at all times, or the fact, and this is probably slightly more important, that these villagers don't know how to defend themselves. Like, they're from the Demon Slayer village, and they could not protect themselves at all, it seems. Like, nobody survived. And these were, like, not even powerful demons. These were, like, typical demons and stuff like that you see walking around. Like, demons that someone who can fight even a little bit can, like, destroy. These weak demons. So that's what I was saying last time. I was like, somebody should have been there, or they should have all known how to fight or something. They might have relied a little bit too much on that. But anyway, there's this little subplot where Naraku and not Sango, but Inuyasha and them trying to find out about this barrier, and they want to go in it because it teaches them more about the sacred jewel, but they can't because of the barrier that literally flings in, hurts Inuyasha a little bit, but that's for later. And then Sango has like this awesome entrance to meet them when she throws her boomerang at them, and it's quite hilarious actually, because I was like, I wonder how far away. She was decently far away from them, but she somehow knew he was like right there and didn't care who he had beside him. So I don't know. I still think it's an awesome entrance. Speaking of her, Naraku gives her the jewel shard so she can sustain her injuries, because she almost died, but technically didn't. Got stabbed in the back, got arrows in the chest. Still can stand, and actually does a pretty decent fight considering her injuries and considering that she's a human, because technically she would have been dead. But they find out that she's working with Naraku when Naraku tries to use this wind tunnel but can't, and the bees or whatever, the Samyosho, that's their name, the Samyosho would poison him if he used it, because that's Naraku's like thing. Like, Inuyasha's thing is his Tensaiga, Sango's thing is her boomerang, Haraikos, I never can say it correctly, and then Naraku's is the wind tunnel, so he can't really use it. The fight between Inuyasha and Sango, I really enjoy it because obviously Sango's really injured and she's not at the top of her game. But she uses some interesting weapons. She uses poison powder. She uses her boomerang. She uses this, my favorite is probably this chain that she uses that brings Inuyasha down literally to earth. I find that really funny. But yeah, and then and Kilala's in this episode. When she sees Sango, she runs just over to her, and Sango's like, if you see something crazy with Naraku or weird, go kill him. Then there's this whole thing with Naraku and Kilala, who are already friends, by the way. But animals can sense things. They can tell if you're a good person or not to some degree. So, like, I guess there's an instant, I wouldn't say trust, but like a friendship to some degree. Like, oh yeah, like, I'll help you out because you're having the same goal as me. And they go after Naraku. Once this is after Inuyasha and Sango fight, because she would have, and she had a sword too. She had like 5 different weapons. Do I think Sango would have won this fight with Inuyasha if she was in her full potential? I don't know, because I think it would have been more tied. Because Inuyasha, the thing about Inuyasha himself is that he in this show he can't really die. Like he's pretty much invincible in that sense, where he's always close to death, but he's never been critically injured. And I know that's kind of a spoiler if you guys haven't watched the show, but you know, Inuyasha will get injured and it might take a couple of days for him to recover, but he's never been like really like, oh, so injured that he can't do something. Like he can't like lose an arm or something like Shishomaru did. Like nothing like that ever happens to him. So it would probably be hard for me to believe that Sango would win on that merit. Like, because he basically can't die. And the fact that she's human too. But, you know, I don't know. I think it would be more evenly matched. I kind of would like to see a fight between them when she's at her full potential. But Inuyasha could just use his wind scar and blow her away. So when he learns how to do that, by the way, spoilers. I feel like people who watch this probably already have watched Inuyasha. So it's not like really that much of a spoiler. Because, you know, obviously Inuyasha's going to have to get better at his sword. Yeah, Inuyasha, they feel sorry for Sango, so they take her with them and stuff like that, because they know Naraku's been manipulating her. Didn't take long to figure out, you know. But there's this part that makes me laugh where Sango wakes up on Inuyasha's back after he saves her. She has like a nightmare about Kuhaku. I don't know if that's a night. It was an interesting dream about her brother, but she wakes up on his back and she's like freaking out, and she's like, you know, what are you up to? Why are you taking me? And he's like, you know, if you don't shut up, I'll drop you off right here. And then Kaguma's like, Inuyasha, don't be so rude. Or Inuyasha, you know, that's not a nice thing to say and or whatever. But I'm like, well, she was trying to murder him just a couple minutes ago. He technically, you know, he has the right to throw her somewhere if he wants to. So, another thing that I found interesting, one thing, Naraku can control jewel shards in a weird way. And because when Sango is going to go and attack Naraku, I don't know what he does, but like he pops the jewel shard out of her back and it falls to the ground. I don't know how he has control over it like that, because like even Kagome and Kikyo don't have control over jewel shards in that way. So, and it's actually kind of funny, and she just falls straight to the ground. But I'm like, how did he have that power to like pop the jewel shard out? But another thing, I never noticed this. There's this part where when Sango finds out that Naraku's a puppet right then, and his actual body's not there, she says like she could normally see jewel shards, so she didn't understand why she couldn't sense the demon there or whatever. And I was like, she can see jewel shards, because that's not used in this show at all. Like Kagome's the only one, Kikyo too. They can see and sense jewel shards, but I'm assuming because Sango doesn't really have to. Maybe she can feel the jewel shards, not in the same way, obviously, as Kagome, but like she knows that they're around. I don't know, because I was thinking like, how can she see jewel shards? Whatever. But yeah, we find out that Naraku's a puppet, and he hasn't actually been there the whole time because he's a coward. Essentially, he's an evil coward. He didn't have his physical body there in anything, and they find out that to kill the demon puppet, you have to aim for the heart. But I was thinking, if you're trying to kill someone, wouldn't you aim for the heart anyway? Like, isn't that kind of like the kind of moment? Like, Inuyasha, you should have been aiming for the heart to begin with. But, you know, that's a nitpick, I guess. And then the last thing, we find out that Kagamaki, or whoever, the lord of the castle where Sango and her family and her clan or whatever had went to go murder the demon, that guy, he is actually been killed, and Naraku has like taken his body somehow or something like that, which brings up the question of when did he kill the Kagamagi. I think that's how you say his name. So I feel like I'm saying it wrong. It's something like that, Kagemaki, whatever. And I was like, I wonder when he killed him, because like you kind of, I think maybe he killed him off screen, obviously, but you remember in the end of the last episode, the last thing we see is the Lord talking to Naraku in like the bushes or something like that. Do you guys think that Naraku was actually talking to himself, or do you think the Lord was actually still alive at that point? I think that he was still alive, because I think he was still alive. I'm curious what Naraku looked like in that bamboo suit though. But anyway, he I think he killed him like sometime after that, because it took his body somehow. Because I find that interesting. Because I was like, when did he take his body? And it's probably between when, after that conversation they had at the end of the last episode, between then and sometime before the beginning of this episode. So, off screen. I don't know. I found that interesting. And just in a similar fashion of how in episode 2, when that demon bird or crow demon had taken over the body, killed and taken over the body of like that huge guy who was like the boss of all those stupid bandits. So I don't know. I like this episode. There's not a whole lot to say about it. I like it, and I of course I love that song goes in the show and everything. So yay, go song go. But anyway, guys, I'll see you next time in the next episode. Peace.